You're very sweetheart on TV, and it's going to be an amazing conversation today. Now, we have in the live studios of TV Sapiencia, Cynthia Enweonwu Arinze from DeCODE, right? DeCODE, yes, right? DeCODE, yes. Cynthia, welcome to Tweenies Sport Show.
Thank you very much.
I like the smiles.
Thank you for having me here.
Glad to have you here with us. Okay, so let's talk about DeCODE. What's DeCODE all about before we get into what we have to discuss today?
Okay, DeCODE is an acronym for Development Center for Orientation, Discovery and Empowerment.
Okay.
So it's a registered NGO, non-governmental organization that works in 3 thematic areas. First is value reorientation. We work with teenagers to promote our value system.
Okay.
And an emphasis is on awareness against cultism, drug abuse, ritual killing, and other social negative side, any other negative vices. In fact, we have a project on it. We call the project Supporting Teenagers Against Negative Decisions.
Okay.
Stand.
Wow.
That's the project we have on our value orientation program. Then we have another program, or another thematic area is economic and social development. What we normally do there is we try to empower our target audience as women, girls, then children, and youth. In that our area, we try to educate them. Just like we have we did IYD, International Youth Day yesterday.
Yeah.
Use this platform to send message across. We try to localize global concerns, build their capacity, and educate, enlighten them on the things happening around them and how they can improve in themselves. Then we have a mental health and victim support. What we do there is that's our part that deals with the abuse, both sexual abuse, spousal abuse, violence against men and girls. And we work with NAPTIP. You work with the National Human Rights Commission. So we report any of such issues with them. We have understanding, even the local government social welfare.
Okay.
So if you have any of such any kind of abuse cases that we cannot handle, we refer.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So that's what we do.
That's great. And talking about
collaborate.
Go.
Yeah, we collaborate with other just like I mentioned NAPTIP now. I mentioned National Human Rights Commission. I mentioned the social welfare of local government. And so we know, they know us, even some other NGOs. Yeah, we've wrote there is so many collaborations. We have the one we call WACO 50-50 Action Women. Yeah, that one is just to any kind of cultural issues affecting women. We are there. They have one fair advocacy group. It's still the same women issues. You know, violence against women and girls is an increase. Yes. So we try as much as we can to ensure that there are structures in places to protect women at any point in time. Okay. And girls also. All right,
beautiful. You know, we are looking at IYD, that's International Youth Day celebration, which was done yesterday, and of course the theme for this year's celebration is intergenerational solidarity, creating a world for all ages. And you find out that, of course, according to the UN, they describe the youth, the age, those people in that age gap between 18
to 35.
Yes. And I'm wondering, what happens to someone that is 36, 37, 38? So if you're 36, 37, 38, you're not
getting it.
But sincerely, talking about young people, the youth, let's look at this theme. That's the intergenerational solidarity, creating a world for all ages. You know, let's just look at that theme. Let's focus on it. You know, what does it mean for you?
Okay. First and foremost, intergenerational solidarity. Let's understand the fact that what it means is I don't want to go through academic lecture, but on a simple note, it's just the fact of how the young and the old can coexist, live together, support each other. What it means is that when you are, just like they said, 18 to 35, that's the addition of youth. But actually, as long as you are a young person, what qualifies someone to be a youth is you're vibrant, you're young, you're energetic, you have ideas, you're innovative. Not just because we are leaders for tomorrow, but if you are, as long as a young person, the age doesn't really matter. But sometimes, maybe depending on the country or you can now put an age range. But if you want to talk about it, you're no longer youth.
I wonder because
you're no longer youth. Why they are saying that 18?
I'm concerned about it. Really. No, they need to change that thing. At least 40. They should.
No, it's just for you to understand. they are placing a youth,
a young person.
So that is to show that if you are between 18 to 35, you're supposed to be a productive person.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be contributing to the economic of your society.
Yes.
Even social, in all aspects. You're supposed to be a part and parcel of development in your area.
Yeah.
So you can imagine someone between 18 to 35 years taking part in community development issues. So that's why they are. So that's what it means is that a lot of work needs to be done.
Yeah.
We need to carry them young. Youth needs to be engaged from. Once you are 18, you should be engaged productively.
Exactly. But the question right now, the big question right now, the youth, young people in Nigeria, are they really, really productive? Are they really, really engaged? That's the big question.
Okay, before I answer the question, that's something I want us to talk about. Ageism.
Okay.
As in, it relates to age.
Yeah.
That is what, United Nations is a very, very good body. They look into the future and they bring out some issues that need to be addressed.
Yeah.
Intergenerational solidarity, creating a world for all ages. The problem we have in that aspect is ageism.
Okay.
You know what is ageism? World Health Organization, they define ageism as stereotype, prejudice, and discrimination directed towards oneself or another because of age. When we talk about stereotype, talk about how you feel.
Yeah.
When we talk about prejudice, talk about how you think. Then when we talk about discrimination, talk about how you act. So directed towards, so we have this ageism that, hey, I am still 20, I cannot do this.
Yeah.
I am 60, I can do this.
Yes.
So that is the problem we have. That is why you will see someone that is 40 years, he's not been able to do anything with his life.
Exactly.
If he wants to mention to politics, they will tell him, oh no, you are still young, go and rest. I have a very good friend of mine. He was 36 when he went for Anambra State House of Assembly. Someone told him, please, you are still young at 36.
At 36.
Go and rest. Please, you have to wait for like next 8 years so you can now be qualified. So that is ageism playing around.
Yeah.
That stereotype we have here,
especially in Africa, in Nigeria.
Yes, you have been excluded because of your age. You are being judged because of your age. Nobody says, you are 36, but you can still do it. You're competent. No, they will allow you to get a certain percent of a certain age. And when you are now 50, that's okay. You are 50, even though your brain is empty, or because you are 50 and someone is 36. Now that is discrimination. And that thing has affected our youth. Yeah. Because they believe that they will not be able to do anything until they get a certain age. Exactly. Once we do all these things, it has a mental, subconsciously, see yourself revolving around that. Let me get to 40. Let me get to 45.
Yeah, and let me take you up from there. When you come to Nigeria, you find out, just like you said, because of this ageism thing, a lot of young people, okay, let's use, for example, university graduates. Someone graduates from the university, 22, 23, the person will go for NYSC. Yes. When the person comes out, the person is looking for a job. 26, 27, the person hasn't even found out what he or she should do. The person is still revolving. Then 30, 31, that is when the person will now, okay, I'm supposed to be doing this, I'm supposed to be doing that. It's except few people, very few people that know where they should be at that very young age. Maybe at 25, 26, they've already found a path.
Yes.
They've already found a path. Now, let me ask you, what is your organization doing? Because you have a voice already.
Yes.
What do you think that young people can actually do in order to be more productive? To make sure that they let me tell you, personally, when I found out that UN describes youth 18 to 35, I got worried.
No, some said even
I got worried. I got concerned. I was asking myself, so okay, 36, you're no longer youth. 37, you're no longer youth. Yes. 40, when life is supposed to be starting at 40.
Just like you rightly asked, what we are doing, like there's this self-discovery. You try to talk to students. This is the right age for you to try to look into the future.
Okay.
Forget about these social vices, cultism and prostitution. This is the time for you to take care of yourself, your studies, take it seriously, and if you tread this path, this where is going to lead you.
Yeah.
If you do, it's going to lead you that way.
Yeah.
Then that's all we try to do. But then you have to come down to youth productivity. If this age range you're talking about, like you just said, 18 to 35, if that is what youth falls into, then there's a lot of work to be done.
Seriously.
And the main part is to get you to be productive.
Yeah.
What do you mean by youth productivity? It's just simple. Youth productivity is just the effective, efficient, and more engagement of youths. Quality engagement of youth with all available resources, human capital, their ideas, their energy to spur development and the economic growth.
Yeah.
Then who can do that? Of course, the government has a lot of things. It has a lot to do in that aspect. When you don't have okay, now let me not just go far. We have I'll talk about the youth productivity now. You have some factors that undermine that youth productivity.
A lot of factors.
Education.
Yeah.
Because our education is not affordable any longer. Education is not affordable.
You remember that ASU is on strike.
Yes.
And I don't want to call the name of the governor. The governor just told us last week that university education is not for everybody. Now imagine growing up in a society like this, where even your leaders
are telling you, but their own children are outside taking that education.
Thank you.
So I'm talking in our context now. We have that education as an issue. It undermines with productivity.
Yeah.
Because education is not affordable, it's expensive, doesn't accessible this time around. So many people that cannot even go to school to get honorary education. You're not talking about employment and empowerment. You're not talking about lack of youth engagement. So these are the issues we know. Everybody knows about it. I don't like discussing problems. I like talking about solutions. Now, what can we even do? And talk about self-employment.
Okay.
Then talk about creating opportunities for the youth. Now, like you just said, if someone leaves school in 23 years, do NYSC and everything, there's no job. We can include this aspect of entrepreneurship in universities.
Okay.
And then we should have a student to teachers, the kind of relationship where, just like you said, what do we do for the youth? Where these youth can be mentored while they are still in school. They should be skilled. They should be able to have a skill that once they are leaving school, they are doing something to generate wealth. For themselves and for the society. Okay. So we don't have to wait for them to leave school. Just theory. I read computer science in school. We cannot even press. You cannot even know how to switch off the UPS, the system unit and the rest of them.
Oh my goodness.
But everything is if they call you now, talk about computer science, you can talk theory from now till infinity. But when it is not practical, you'll not be able to do anything. But if we start this kind of engagement, to start engaging youth with entrepreneurial skills and empowerment right from university, once they are leaving school, they are being engaged in something. You have to draw policies that are beneficial to youth. Just like this issue of they did not too young to run. Just in paper, when they are still selling from 100 million. So who is the person that will go? Which youth?
When would the person even start working? To end that money.
So they should have policies that are beneficial for the youth.
See, we need to go for a break right now. Alright, still here on Tweenies Show on TV Sapiens. Of course, we are talking about the International Youth Day and what the youths can do. You know the theme, intergenerational solidarity, creating a world for all ages. My name is Oma, your sweetheart on TV. I have with me Enweonwu Arinze. We'll be right back after this time out. Kindly stay with us. right. Okay, it's been quite a conversation here with Cynthia, and of course, welcome back to Tweenies Sports Show here on TV Sapienza. I have been Oma, your very sweetheart on TV, and we are talking about International Youth Day celebration, how to get the youth to be more productive, especially in a country like ours. Once again, thank you so much. It's been an amazing evening, Cynthia, having you here. So let's talk about solution. Yeah, we have a problem. We know the Nigerian factor. We all know this. I mean, we can't keep reeling out these problems, but what can the young person do? Okay, yes, we have a peculiar problem in Nigeria. Lack of government funding, lack of support and all that. Okay, even when these supports are there, to access this support becomes somehow difficult, but we need to thrive, right?
Of course.
So as a young person, what can we do to ensure that we are productive in a country such as Nigeria, where we found ourselves?
Okay, thank you. Just like I listed the factors that undermine the productivity, I mentioned education, employment, and lack of youth engagement. Then the youth, if I'm to be frank, Nigerian youth are really trying. If you go out there and you see the efforts they make,
yeah,
you will see a youth. At least I have a friend. She's a lady, but if you see the craft, as in the shoes she makes,
yeah.
Others, they have people that they produce wig, these expensive wigs we wear. Our youth are doing it. Our youth are really trying. They are doing a lot for themselves. Yes, what can they actually do again? Because they've been doing already.
Yeah.
I think those that are already empowered should try and lift others up.
Good.
On their own, they are trying a lot.
Good.
You as a person, you know what to put in, all the efforts you put in to make your work very, very well. Likewise, the other youth around us. Then, now I'm now wants the way the youth should need an external support. They've been trying on their own to stand on their own. Now the government has a role to play. Youth should be engaged productively. Let me give you an instance now. You have a business, you have a business plan, you are doing it, you've been doing it all along, you've been pulling through for like 3-4 years. Now you need government support, you need a kind of loan to access. Sometimes those services are there, the government offers them, but most times they don't get to the right persons.
Yeah.
You see an advert now that support. There are some. In fact, if you go to Google now and mention youth empowerment program, you will see 1 million of them. But how do those target youth access those opportunities? What can be done for them to get those services that are really meant for them? Or is it who you know? People like us that don't know anybody. We don't know who knows God's Father. You know only God. So how do you access the services? So I think there should be a way government will do all these things to be affordable and accessible to the youth.
Okay.
Just like I mentioned the education. If you're crying out loud, when you're not educated, a society that does not value education, where are they headed?
I wonder.
Where are they headed? Let's start by fixing our educational system. They say that education is free in primary school, but they still pay some almost 3,000, 4,000, and they said it is still free. But you see parents struggling to take their children to school. We can imagine now, as is on strike. Parents are parents not
6
trying
months and still
to
counting.
put their children in school. You see that I'm trying to go back to school. Now they are not even but they are just there roaming around the street. The next thing now, they will engage 1 or 2 things.
Yeah. Okay. Now, we've been talking about youth. Okay. Now let's step it down to the teenagers, because it's from teenagers
that we get to
youth.
Yes.
Okay. And it's just preparatory class. I mean, teenagers is just preparatory class. Now, a teenager will soon become a youth.
Of course.
A teenager will soon become a youth.
He or she is 18.
And of course, Tweenies Sports Show is basically for teenagers. We needed to start from youth before we get down to them. Now, as they are preparing to be launched into adulthood, what should they bear in mind, considering the country where we found ourselves in? Now, you're talking to teenagers right now.
Okay. Just like in the country we find ourselves in, there is no job out there. So when you want to address the teenagers issue, once they are They are
You know, we're actually looking at teenagers being productive.
Yes, yes, they are in long vacation now.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of this long vacation lesson. As you go back to school, start doing again. Start doing some. I prefer that parents should use this period to engage their teenagers in any of the skill acquisition center.
Okay,
that's what I prefer. If your daughter or your son likes fixing cars, enroll him in a never mechanic workshop for like 1 month. That's what, if the person is into tech, you have coding for kids, for teenagers.
Yeah.
You put them there.
Yeah.
If he's sewing, you put them there.
Coding. Coding is now a subject in Kenya.
Oh.
Yes, it's a subject in secondary schools right now in Kenya. And when I learned about this, I was asking myself, Nigeria, when?
No, we have coding for them, but you have to pay for it. It's not in the school curriculum yet.
Being in the school curriculum.
Well, we'll get there.
Hopefully.
But hopefully we'll get there. Hopefully. So what I'm trying to say, the way Nigeria's system is now, there is no job anywhere.
Yeah.
There's no particular job anywhere. So and it will be very, very good if parents will start enrolling their children to skill acquisition centers.
Yeah.
During this 1 month or 6 weeks they're supposed to stay at home, let them try something different. Let them paint, let them draw, sculpture, craft making, anything, any skill, any hand skill will do. And no, the good thing about these crafts and all these extracurricular activities, what it does to teenagers, that it broadens their sense of reasoning,
exactly,
critical thinking, problem solving, teamwork. You understand? Because when you are doing all these things, you are learning from it. It keeps your mind open and engaged too. Now that this ASU is on strike, parents, I know there's no money anywhere, but I do tell them you can volunteer for an organization without being paid. In the morning, you just take your bath, go there and learn 1 or 2 things from there to be helpful for you. I said as a volunteer. As when I during my NYS.
And please, can you briefly, 1 minute?
Yeah.
Can you, because I always talk about this voluntary. I need it to come from someone else too.
Okay.
Briefly, 1 minute. Just explain in a layman's term volunteerism, what it's all about.
Well, that's just bringing out your time, your resources, your ideas, whatever it is you have to support an organization or maybe a company, work for them without expecting anything. For free. That is what the volunteering is for free. But maybe sometimes they don't on the company, they might give you stipend. But the main aim of volunteering is you are volunteering that thing to support that organization
and to learn
and help yourself too. Because as you're volunteering, you're learning also, and whatever you're learning, you're adding it to your knowledge, and it's going to boost your CV at the end of the day.
I think you're going to come on another day on Tweenies Sport Show, so we can really talk about how a young person, how a teenager can actually volunteer his or her way up to success.
Yes,
because that's one thing. That's actually one area that probably young people, teenagers need to, tap into.
But they avoid it. But they really avoid it.
Probably they don't really understand what it means.
Please, I need money. How can I come and work here and not give me money? Even as an adult, we try to convince adults to come for programs where you will learn, we acquire knowledge as in lifelong skills.
Yeah.
But because they will not get money if they go for that program, they might not participate in their program.
Just immediate gratification.
Yes. As in for us adults, let alone teenagers. So it needs a whole lot of talking, education, awareness why you should volunteer. Whether you like it or not, you have to work for someone to work for you.
Definitely.
And while you're doing all this work, the kind of learning, I'm a witness. I'm a testimony.
I am a testimony too. That's why I always talk about volunteerism. I am a testimony.
I want to talk about volunteerism. We talk about it the whole day. The benefits.
We need to wrap it up right now. So, thank you so much. I mean, our time is really up. Yes, our time is up.
I wish we had more time. But
that was why I said that you're going to come on another time, okay, where we'll have more time. Of course, we'll talk about volunteerism as a topic, and we'll talk more things that concerns teenagers. Once again, thank you so much for making it out here to come here and talk to us on IYD, that's International Youth Day celebration. And of course, we ended it with youth productivity, and we also talked about how a teenager can become productive. And thank you so much. I'm really glad that you were able to make it here. And we look forward to having you another time on TV Sapiencia here on Tweenies for sure.
I'm glad glad to be here. It's a very good thing, and I would love to come on.
Definitely, you come again.
Yeah.
All right, it's been Tweenies Sports Show here on TV Sapiencia. I have been Oma. You're very sweet on TV. I look forward to having you again on this show, and of course, like I said, Cynthia, she will be here again, and we'll get to talk more. And as a young person, remember, you have everything inside of you to be an amazing person. You are worth more. From me to every one of you out there, kisses. Mwah. Bye-bye.
Sapiencia, your voice, your choice, so dear man. Sapiencia, radio na TV, Sapiencia, Egweji. Ugo charata, the Enweonwu Imana, Ayomane, Enweonwu Arinze, progress, relationships, programs, religious, programs, politics, programs, children's, programs, health, programs, security, programs, radio Sapiencia, TV Sapiencia, for newspaper review, on a comico, Sapiencia expressing call, Ekogamo,
Sapiencia we coming, TV Sapiencia for coming. Radio Sapiencia we hot, we always keep up the darling. Radio Sapiencia we hot, we always keep up the darling.
Radio Sapiencia we coming, TV Sapiencia we coming. Radio Sapiencia we on top, we always keep up the darling. TV Sapiencia we on top, we always keep up the darling.
My heart's a stereo, it beats for you, so listen close. Hear my thoughts and every note. Make me a radio and turn me up when you follow. This melody was meant for you to sing along to my story.
Sapiencia, TV Sapiencia for you, radio Sapiencia for you. Sing along to my story. Sapiencia, TV Sapiencia for you, radio Sapiencia for you. Sing along to my story.
Sapiencia, your voice, your choice, so dear man. Sapiencia, radio na TV, Sapiencia, Egweji. Ugo charata, the Enweonwu Imana, Ayomane, Enweonwu Arinze, progress to the man.